Spin-offs of cartoons do have potential to be good in some cases, however most of the time it's just taking a classic formula that's worked really well and then completely ruining it. That's what I'll be talking about today, the worst cartoon spin-offs. First up, let's talk about Planet Sheen.
Okay, I get the last part, but the first two lines were just off, bro.
Skateboards rock, shoots like feetsies. You are watching Planet Sheen.
One day, Sheen sneaks into Jimmy's lab, finds Jimmy's new rocket ship, and accidentally blasts himself into outer space. 4,000,001 light years away, Sheen crash lands on Xenu, a strange Dr. Seuss-like planet inhabited by purple and pink aliens called Xenuians. So you get the idea with Planet Sheen. I think the biggest reason this cartoon spin-off fails is because you're taking the comedic relief character on Jimmy Neutron and focusing on him entirely. Honestly, that is just setting yourself up to fail. Sheen was actually a really funny character in Jimmy Neutron, but he wasn't the main focus of the show. That was obviously Jimmy himself. When the formula is switched and Sheen is the main character while Jimmy is nowhere to be seen, there's absolutely no balance between comedy and seriousness. It just gets out of hand in Planet Sheen. I'm surprised that this show went on for 3 years. Like, it only had 1 season, but it went from 2010 to 2013. I guess the episodes were barely coming out because Nick realized it wasn't an amazing show, and it probably wasn't getting too much of a fan base either. Planet Sheen probably could have worked under different circumstances. Like, if Jimmy had some sort of role in the show, there would be more balance. But again, this is a spin-off and Sheen still would have been the main focus. I feel like instead of this cartoon, it would be so much better for the original Jimmy Neutron to continue. That had a nice formula and it did not have to be broken by emphasizing the comedic relief character. Next up, let's talk about Rugrats Preschool Days. It focuses on Angelica Pickles and Susie Carmichael as preschool students and is based on the Rugrats episode that piloted it. Okay, so Preschool Days is probably one of those cartoons that absolutely nobody has heard before. This show barely had any advertising when it came out in 2004, and it was probably overshadowed by the other Rugrats spin-off series, All Grown Up. Preschool Days definitely had an interesting concept, but overall it just felt completely unnecessary. I could see how All Grown Up would be a unique concept because it's taking the characters that are normally babies and making them older, thus making it a unique show and different from its predecessor. However, Preschool Days just makes everyone really young, and you've already seen that in Rugrats the original series. It's nothing original. The biggest surprise with this series is that there were only 4 episodes that have aired to date. Back in 2001 when the show was commissioned, there were apparently going to be 13 total episodes, but I guess it was just extremely unpopular. Nobody wanted to watch it, which is why we have only 4 episodes now. I think the fact that you absolutely hear nobody talk about this nowadays, and you probably didn't even know what it is before this video, that should tell you how bad this show was. If it had any redeeming aspects at all, some people would at least mention it online and talk about how it had potential, but no, when talking about a Rugrats spinoff, everyone turns to All Grown Up.
Angelica, please hold your arms up like the good tree I know you are. How about something like this, or this, or this? Think how much more fabulouser I'll be in my great costume. Good tree arm using Angelica.
Another really bad cartoon spinoff is Teen Titans Go. If I Teen Titans Go into every detail about why I think this is a bad spinoff, then I'm just gonna be like every single other YouTuber who's talked about it. I'd be repeating myself at least 100 times about why this show is bad, so I'm really not gonna say anything about it. If you've been online for more than 5 minutes, you are probably well aware that everybody hates Teen Titans Go. So, moving on. The last bad cartoon spinoff I want to talk about is Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain. Basically, this show is the classic formula of Pinky and the Brain, as you probably know, except this new character is added to the equation, and she completely ruins everything. Elmira Duff is a character from Tiny Toon Adventures, and nobody wanted to see her side by side with Pinky and the Brain. It was just completely unnecessary. This show was actually created because the Warner Brothers network wanted something different. They wanted Pinky and the Brain to not focus only on world's domination, but have a new main character that would make the show different. A lot of people working on the show were actually really mad that the network was forcing them to do this. You could even tell from the theme song that they were not happy at all.
So Pinky and the Brain share a new domain. It's what the network wants. Why bother to complain? The earth remains a goal. Some things they can't control. They're Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain.
I deeply resent this.
At least one writer working on Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain quit, all because the network was forcing the show into a direction they did not want. Pinky and the Brain's formula has worked well for so long, why add a third character that absolutely nobody cares about? It's just a dumb spin-off, and like every other show I've talked about in this video, it's unnecessary. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.